Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, it doesn't cost anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we've got a Queen of Cups. You're definitely somebody that is trying to be as emotionally transparent as possible, okay? I think with other people in your life, but I think with yourself also. I think that this is something that you're working on currently in your life. Trying to know how we feel about things and trying to be honest with others about how we feel about things, I feel like right now you're looking at your motivations for things. You're looking at kind of what your heart is desiring, but you're looking at it closer. I think discovering where in the depths of the water those desires come from. There's the surface of the water, right? Which is, I think, kind of a defense mechanism, right? It's just that outer layer. And I think it's just where we kind of reflect the emotions back to the world, right? We go into a room, whatever the vibe of the room is, that's kind of what I'm going to be. I'm going to blend in. I'm just going to mirror the energy around me, right? Then, of course, there's the shallow end of the pool, which I think are those immediate desires, that we want to have filled. I want to be satisfied right now in the moment. I'm hungry. I want to eat right now. I need something. I have a desire. I want to fill it. I want to feel that gratification right now in this moment. Okay. But then we've got those deeper desires, the bottomless depths of this ocean here. And we're finding out what our kind of maybe our long-term desires are. Or what are those desires that maybe we don't or can't gratify right now in this moment? Has to be something for the long term, right? Something that we're working toward now that's going to reward us later. Yeah. I think you're on a quest right now for what is most meaningful to you. And what does that mean in terms of where we focus our energy right now in the present? Let's put some more cards around this. Yeah. I knew it was going to be the Prince of Cups. The Prince of Cups now is somebody that's trying to live according to what those desires are. This is what's informing you, and this is us now trying to live according to that. It's not always easy, right? It's not always easy. I feel like there's also a dynamic going on here between, there's a younger male and older female, right? Prince and a queen, yeah. And I don't know what the dynamic is in your life, but there's somebody with you. There's somebody close to you right now, okay? And I almost wonder if there is somebody who is perhaps we're learning that we're actually quite different from this other person, or maybe it's a group of people. But I kind of feel like we're starting to realize the differences between things. Yeah, we have both of these water energies, yeah. And I feel as if we might be realizing that we're on a different level, we're on a different page maybe in life than somebody else close to us. Now, I don't know what the dynamic or what the age difference is or whatever. That's not really the point. I feel like we're trying to live our life more authentically. We're trying to find ways to express our desires and our emotions and our what's really within our soul. We're trying to manifest that out in the world. That's really important work and very hard, very difficult work. I think you're realizing that there's somebody in your life, maybe multiple people, maybe it's a group of people, maybe it's one person, that's not quite on the same page as you. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's see what's underneath the surface here. God, another court card. Making me feel like it's a group. It's making me feel as if you are kind of an outcast a little bit. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all. With the Prince of Wands here, this is the feeling that you've got these goals, you've got these ambitions, you've got these deep soul desires that maybe other people don't have or don't understand, or the people that are close to you, they don't feel that way, you know? This is, to me, this dynamic here is like somebody likes a certain type of music or a certain band or a certain artist, but it's like you're the only one that likes it, you know? I saw this actually on Reddit the other day. People were talking about 21 Pilots. Yes, I love 21 Pilots, right? A lot of people in that subreddit were saying, why is it that I love 21 Pilots, but nobody around me likes them? My friends, my family, my coworkers, nobody likes them. And it's so people feel that they're kind of outcast, like I'm the only one in my immediate surroundings that likes this thing, or that has this ambition, or that has this will, or this desire, or this striving, you know? And I don't know that we're talking about music. Doubtful, maybe. I feel like this is you with big plans in life, you know? And there are people around you that don't seem to understand that. Or they don't have the kind of motivation that you have. I feel like you're intensely motivated. And I feel like it's kind of difficult for you to keep going with something when everybody around you is kind of like, why are you doing that? You know? And so there's a question now of the company that we keep. All right, let's keep going here. 8 of Swords in the background position. The 8 of Swords is, well, it's Jupiter in Gemini. And I think that Jupiter and Gemini portion of this is very, very important. It's the expansion of our analysis. We're analyzing things more and more and more and more. You know, sometimes we think of this mental effort and we think, well, what's the goal of all this thinking? Okay. Is the goal of all this thinking to create a big complex structure, a big mind map of the universe? Where we can see the connection between everything. We have all the data. We've got all the factors in, right, which is impossible, right? Or is the goal of all of this reckoning, all of this thinking and analyzing, all of this discourse, all of this investigation, is it to reach simplicity? Right? Are we trying to find our way out of the maze, or are we just trying to kind of map the maze? Trying to see how big and how complex this maze can be, right? I think there's been a reassessment of your intentions and your goals lately. I think we're understanding deeper aspects of ourselves. I think that you are coming to realize what's truly important to you. Sometimes it's like, I don't need to know how everything works. I don't need to know all of the secrets of the universe. I just want the kind of the simple wisdom or the simple truth or the simple answer to what's going on in life right now and what I need to do in order to reach those long-term goals and, you know, that sort of thing. And this to me is kind of like somebody that needs to know every single aspect of a system before they're able to use the system. You know, it's like, I don't know, you're getting a bottle of water from the vending machine, you know. You don't have to know exactly how all of that stuff works, all the mechanisms inside, and they're probably pretty simple, right? You don't have to know all of that and figure all of that stuff out. No, you put the coin in, you push the button, you got water. Or for me, really, it's technology. And I have this problem with technology. I love technology. I'm a very techie kind of person. I love gadgets and all this thing. I should really do a review channel of all the gadgets and stuff, you know. I love technology. I don't understand it. I don't know how it works. To me, looking at a phone, a smartphone, Android, Apple, whatever your flavor, is a mystery. To me, it's magic, right? It is. I don't know how that works. I don't know how all those little tiny things inside this device can work, can make this thing happen, can understand the input that I'm giving it and bring me to my visual, perception, what it is that I'm looking for. If I'm reading just something simple, reading a book, I want to read a book on my tablet or something, it blows me away. And sometimes I feel like I'm very, very old. I'm not that old. Right. I was coming up at the kind of dawn of the internet age. I had a telephone that was corded into the wall. It was tethered to the wall for a little while. I was a teenager, and then we started getting cell phones and things like that. So I'm kind of old. But to me, the Eight of Swords is like that, where we kind of have this weird shift in our perception, where it's like, I know I'm never going to understand how the technology works, but I understand how I need it to work for what I need to do. And so I kind of feel with the water and this little fire underneath, I think we're starting to realize that, I don't need everybody to agree with me. I don't need to resonate with everybody. I just need to resonate with those people that are going to be conducive to my efforts. And so I think that it's, especially with the Eight of Swords, you came to a realization that you don't need to know all the details. You don't need to have the entire plan worked out. You just need to kind of know what button do I push right now to kind of get things started, to get the ball rolling, right? Let's do another card and see. The Hanged Man. We've been getting the Hanged Man a lot today. All the readings today so far have had Hanged Man. To me, the Hanged Man is it's water. It's talking about the water situation we got going on here. And it's kind of this, and that I feel like this is kind of what we're thinking about. This is what we're confused about a little bit. This is what we don't quite understand, and we're not sure how to get out of this yet. We're not sure what the simple solution is yet. Because the water energy, the Hanged Man, is you immersing yourself in this group. And it's kind of like you have these bigger aspirations in life. You have these big plans, these big goals, these things you want to do, places you want to go, people you want to meet. But the energy around you is more simple than that, or more different, right? And the Hanged Man is kind of you sacrificing those larger dreams, those larger goals, and staying here with this situation. And to me, it feels like you, let's say you're maybe stuck in a job that is just very limiting you. It's very limiting to your creative energy. It's very limiting to your progress, to your success. It's just kind of like, do I stay here where it's comfortable, and yeah, maybe it's just kind of simple, it's calm, it's more mellow, right? Slower paced, whatever. Or do you go and do the difficult thing and you split away from the group in order to achieve those great things that you've always wished for in life, right? Or are we sacrificing our deepest dreams and goals to just kind of stay here? Let's say this is where our family is. This is where our friends are. I'm kind of thinking of like, I don't know, a dozen movies where, someone is in a small town and they've got these big dreams. They got to leave the small town to go pursue the big dreams, And I know it's a cliche. It's a common trope in stories and movies and books and things. But I feel a little bit of that's what's going on, okay? And I feel that there is, it's kind of like you're that person that likes 21 Pilots, but you've got no one to talk to about it because nobody understands why you could possibly like them. right? So sometimes the Eight of Swords is saying, I don't really have anybody to talk to about this. I have these big ideas, these big thoughts even, these big questions for the universe, but there's no one that around me, at least, in the physical kind of way. There's nobody that really resonates with you right now, okay? 9 of Pentacles. Well, that's gain. This is an increase. I think that you, with the Hanged Man here, you're the kind of person that you'll go inside, you know, you'll keep these things to yourself. You have these big questions, these big ideas, these big, you know, plans and goals and dreams and hopes and wishes and desires, but you're just going to keep them to yourself. And it's almost like this is just something for you in private to dream about, right? Because there's nobody that really understands. There's nobody that you can really have a conversation with about these things. Does that mean that you're never going to pursue them? Does that mean that you are, like this Hanged Man, just sacrificing your bigger dreams and goals just to kind of, I don't know, to stay in harmony with this larger group? If it's a family thing, if these are your friends, I don't know. But in the future position with that 9 of Pentacles, that's very interesting. Because that's gain. This is a visible sign of progress. To me, this is kind of a card that says you're going to go a-traveling. Okay, this is movement. This is progress on our journey. Okay, and to me, it's the manifestation of this underlying fiery spiritual creative force, right? Fire and earth. So I feel like this is you choosing to kind of choosing to be okay with not understanding or not having not having everything figured out, and also not having anybody right around you in the immediate vicinity that you can resonate with. Perhaps realizing that there are fundamental differences between you and your people, right? Or the people. Realizing that there's something different about you. And this is you setting off into the world to find that, to manifest that. Yeah. This is really something else. We're going to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card before I forget. And this is going to go just right over here. We're going to put Kevin, a.k.a. Mr. Bates, right there on top. Now, you know Kevin is from The Office and Mr. Bates is from Downton Abbey, 2 of my absolute most favorite shows. Anyway, just thought you would want to know. Let's see what our general energy is. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Our consciousness seems to be really fired up, you know. And to me, it feels as if you're okay just burning with your own light. You know, you're okay being the kind of being the one that kind of stands out. I feel like when you were a kid, even you were different than everybody else, right? And even in terms of your family, like how you grew up, I feel like you were different. I feel like you either had some kind of behavioral things going on, because I feel like there was a lot of frustration. I feel like you had something in you that you wanted to share and you wanted to communicate, but maybe that 8 of Swords is saying that you didn't even know how to communicate that. That you had experiences when you were a kid. Now, maybe we're not talking about what kind of music you like, right? Maybe this is something deeper than that. Maybe this is that kind of, you had a spiritual experience when you were a kid, or you were always in touch with some sort of force, some sort of energy that you didn't quite know how to talk about, yeah? And so I kind of feel as if you just kind of kept it inside. Maybe you had psychic experiences. Maybe you had prophetic dreams. Maybe you had a lot of these kinds of, you know, the so-called psychic or supernatural abilities, which I think we all have, but I think for many different reasons, not all of us can access those. But you did, I think, when you were a kid. But I feel like there was no one around you that really understood that. There's no one there that you could really talk to about that, or that could guide you, or that could even kind of tell you what it was. Yeah. And so with the Hanged Man, I feel as if you kind of pushed that inside. You know, kept it to yourself. But now whatever it is, it's materializing more. Now you're choosing to pursue this in your life and saying, well, I don't, you know, I can seek out others that resonate with me. I can build upon this kind of natural difference, natural ability, this whatever it is that's setting you apart from everybody else. Now you're using that to your advantage, and you're okay with starting somewhere new. You're okay with being the odd person out. You're okay with being, you know, the stranger. You know, you're okay with being the odd one. Yeah. And sometimes you have to stand alone. Sometimes this is you just standing up and saying, I'm going to go seek my life, and I'm going to go create my life. And I think this is very cool when we look at it with the Nine of Pentacles, because I feel like this is kind of this is the premonition almost. You know, this is almost one of your prophetic dreams. But over here, this is us beginning that path. I'm setting out on my own journey, and I'm going to create this magical life. I'm going to find my people. I'm going to have all this success. It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to achieve everything that I want to achieve. And then that's what this is. So I feel like this is your premonition. This is the dream that you're having. This is your prophetic, you know, presentience. And of course, the Ace of Wands, you are somebody that is okay to just get up and go do your own thing. Go start your own. Be different, you know. Be unique. Shine of your own light. Let's see what is in between. Let's say if this is that prophetic future. Well, we have Five of Cups here in the position of the environment. And Five of Cups is kind of a mixed blessing. You know, it's a little bit of sadness, a little bit of disappointment. And I think that this is kind of the, you know, you're setting off on this new journey, and a tear comes to our eye, you know. Kind of leaving that child at home, you know, leaving that old thing, leaving my past life, leaving my past self. Starting on this new adventure, and then just kind of saying, you know, it sucks that, you know, some of these people that you really love don't understand you. You know? And so there's a lot of mixed emotions here. And to me, it feels like when, you know, I don't know, you have a best friend when you're a kid. As you get older, your lives kind of diverge a little bit, or a lot, you know? You realize that you're on different paths. You know, I've got a best friend. My best friend, David, I've known him since we were in first grade. That was a long time ago. It was, I don't even know, 30-something years ago. And we were best friends for a lot of years. And as we got older, you know, my life went kind of in a certain direction. His life went in a different direction. And we started diverging, you know. We still talk once in a while. Still a lot of love for each other, a lot of connection there. And we'll always be there. But it's kind of a Five of Cups, right? It's, you know, it's just this, it's part of the path. And I think that you're on a journey right now that is very much yours. And it's just, this is a natural progression of life. This is just, these are kind of the milestones of life, the rites of passage of life. And that Five of Cups is, well, we wish it could be different. We wish we could have all of our best friends with us forever. You know, that we never had to go in a different direction, that all of us, somehow, all of us stayed together for our entire lives. And then sometimes that happens, you know, sometimes that happens with people, you know. Let's see what's coming next. The Star. We've been getting every sign today. It is very interesting today. Every reading I've done, we've had the Hanged Man. But also every reading I've done, we've had the Power card, your superpower card. Not just yours. I did Sagittarius, Capricorn, and we got their power cards too. Now here is your power card, the Star, right? And we've got to ring the bell. Always got to ring the bell for the superpower card. The Star is the card that rules the sign of Aquarius. Now, this is in the position of the difficulty. And the difficulty really is just kind of accepting that this is my fate, this is my destiny, this is who I am, this is what I was meant to do. And it sucks sometimes, you know? And the Star card, first of all, is that divine energy that's illuminating your nature and powers, who you are, you know? And I think for a long time, Eight of Swords, we've wondered, who am I? And there was nobody around, I think, that really could help you find that out. And so you're on your own spiritual journey. And the difficult part then is realizing who you are, that this is who you are. This is the path that you're meant to be on. See, the Star, the divine energy at first, that light, the divine light, illuminates us internally, who we are. Fundamental question, who am I? Or what am I, or whatever. But who am I? You know? And that illumination allows us to answer the second question, which is, why am I here? Yeah. We have to know the answer to the first question, or at least start to see that, in order to see why we're here. That is the illumination within, coming from above. And that's the light pouring out in front of us. Once we know who we are, we can see where we're going. Yeah. And that's been the challenge for you. And sometimes we have a sadness, you know, related to what we kind of have to let go of, or what we have to move on from, or what we're kind of diverging from. Our old life, our old friends, our old self, the family, whatever. We're going in a different direction, and it's not always fun and games, right? So there's some sadness that is involved with that. But it's not the same kind of sadness that this Hanged Man would bring about. Because the Hanged Man is really you sacrificing who you are and why you're here for the sake of staying here. And of course, it's your option, right? And I think for a long time you did do that. But now there's this kind of radical self-acceptance. And the Queen of Cups, radical self-love, radical emotional honesty and transparency, radical self-acceptance. That's Star card, your power card. And the final outcome here is the universe itself. And so, if we started in a small town, well, now we're in vastness of space. We could not get further away from where we started, right? And I don't know if it's a small town. I don't know what we're talking about here. But you are infinitely far away from where you began, right? Maybe physically, literally. I think spiritually, emotionally. Yeah, this is you finding your path in life. If you're the Star, this is you finding your place in the heavens, where you belong, in the big cosmic spiritual scheme of things. Who you are and why you're here. These two cards, you're finding your place. You're finding where you belong. You're fulfilling your destiny. This feels extraordinary. I want to look at the mystery card now. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this kind of reading style. It's different than I usually do. And I feel like going individually through the cards helps me to stay on track because I'm a little neurodivergent. And this kind of, I think, is helping me stay a little bit more organized, a little bit more in the flow of things. The mystery card, I want some good water energy. All day I've been saying that. I want a 9 or a 10 of cups. I want to see that this is something that, you're achieving all these things, you're making this progress, you're miles away from where you started, and it feels good, right? That ultimately this is joy. And there's, of course, there's sadness, there's up and downs. I want the ultimate joy and bliss here. Yeah. Ace of Wands. Well, maybe since we have two aces, right? The will cannot be two. We cannot be split apart like that, okay? Maybe this is about you finding someone. Finding something that blends with your energy, yeah? Either finding, let's say one particular person that really is like this kind of soulmate, maybe a twin flame kind of thing even. All right, we got the twin Ace of Wands. I feel like this is finding somebody that really does resonate with you, that really does understand you, that has almost the same will as you. Almost this kind of soulmate, kind of counterpart energy. And maybe that's what you've been kind of missing your whole life, just somebody that gets it. Maybe this is you finding that either that person or that group or that place or that energy or that feeling that you're exactly where you need to be, and this place, this gets me, And I feel like it's manifesting through a person. It could be a best friend, could be a twin flame soulmate, could be a romantic partner, could be a coworker, But we're finding now that we've come to a place in our life where everything seems to be aligning in the right way. So this is a very good confirmation, and we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there should be a link in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.